Hello everyone, welcome back to our SQL series. Today we will cover up the difference between MySQL and SQL, learn the major SQL command types, and understand a complete query syntax using select, where, group by, having, order by, limit, and the offset. We will finish with practical examples, including finding the second highest earning employee, which is handy for interviews and real-world data tasks. So MySQL versus SQL. SQL is short form of structured query language. It is a standard language used to work with relational databases. Okay, so we use SQL syntax for query, update, and managing the data inside databases. Whereas MySQL is a popular database engine, okay, is a popular database engine that implements SQL and provides extra features and tools. Okay, along with SQL, it provides extra features and tools. We have another database engines including Post PostgreSQL, then Oracle and SQL Server and many more. Okay, so SQL is like rules of chess. Okay, so all the language needed for a language to be standardized, we will be having some rules. Same way, SQL is also come up with some rules. So SQL is like the rules of chess, and MySQL is a chessboard made by a particular company following those rules. Okay, so MySQL is nothing but the chessboard made by a particular company, because we have another examples also, such as Oracle, SQL Server, PostgreSQL, like that. We have another servers databases also. Okay, so SQL command types. So we have divided the SQL commands into six major categories. Okay, such as DDL, TML, TQL, TCL, DCL, and SCL. So first we will see the DDL, that is data definition language. Okay, the commands that define and manage structures like tables and databases, those comes under the data definition language, such as create, alter, drop, and truncate. So these commands will help us to define and manage the database or the table structure. So we will create one table using DDL commands. Okay, so create table, create table. We will name it as students. Okay, then first column will be ID, student ID. It will be of int type. Then we will be having the student underscore name of worker data type. Okay, So we have successfully created the student table with student ID and the student name column, okay, using the DDL commands, that is create. So now we will see DML, that is data manipulation language, okay. So commands for changing data inside tables comes under the data manipulation language, that is DML, such as insert, update, and delete. Okay. So earlier we have created the table using the DDL commands. Now we will change the data inside table using the DML commands, such as insert, update, and delete. Okay. So insert into name of the table. So insert into student, then values 1 comma ram, then 2 comma I will name it as ram, then Krishna. Okay, then 3 comma Praveen, and then 4 comma Hema, then 5 comma Sujit. So in this way we can add many records, but here we are adding only 5 records using data manipulation command, that is insert into our students table. Okay, so I have run the query and query has been executed successfully. In this way, using DML command such as insert, update, delete, we can insert the record into the table, or delete record using delete, and we can also update using update. Okay. So now we will go to DQL, that is data query language. Okay. So it used the commands which are used to fetch or the query data from the tables, those comes under the DQL, okay, data query language. The main command is select. Okay, so we will see how can we use this select, the data query language, like to fetch the data from the table. For that we will use the select. Okay, so select star from student table, and you can see the record that we have inserted into the table using the DML has been fetched. So we have student ID and the student name column. Okay. So in this way, to fetch the data, we can use the DQL command, that is select. Then we have TCL, that is transaction control language. Okay. It controls the transactions and sessions for saving or retrieving, sorry, for saving or reverting data changes, we use the transaction control language. And in transaction control language, that is TCL, the commands such as commit, rollback, and save points, it comes under the TCL. Okay. So we use commit to save changes, and in some cases, when we want to roll back the changes or to cancel the changes, we use the rollback command. Okay. Then we have TCL, that is data control language. Okay. So it handles the access and permissions. Okay. So when we want to grant some permission, we use the grant command from DCL. And when we want to revoke some permission from a table for a particular user or from a database for a particular user, we use the revoke command from data control language. Okay. So we can use, like, we have example like grant select on students to user one. Okay. Like that, we can give some permission to the user. So here we are granting the select permission for a user one on students table. Okay. So he can fetch the data from the student table without any error. For that, we use the grant. Then we have the session control language, SCL. So it is less commonly used, okay, or less common. We have commands like set and show in this session. Like set and show commands comes under the session control language. It mostly used to control session settings. Okay. To control the session settings, we use the set and show commands. Then we will see the complete syntax. Okay. The select clause. Okay. So you can see we have the syntax like select, then we assign or we select the columns, column 1, column 2 from a particular table, then we take from, then table name of the table, then we put some, if we want to put some condition, that will be mentioned after where clause. Okay. Then if we want to group the data, then for that we use group by. Then after grouping, we have having, then order by, ascending, descending. We can order in ascending or descending depending on our need. Then we have limit and offset. Okay. So we use select to choose columns. Okay. From the table to show. Okay. Like we have 2 to 3 columns. So, but we want only one column to be retrieved. So for that, we use the name of that particular column after select to retrieve only that, not the all. From clause we use to after from we give the name of the table. Okay, to retrieve the data from that table. So we have where clause to filter the rows, but this where clause filters the rows before grouping. Okay. Then if we want to group the data, we have group by clause. Then after grouping also, if we want to filter based on that grouping, we use the having. Okay. Order by used to sort the data, as we all know. And when we want to limit the number of rows coming, okay, after fetching the data, we use the limit. Offset is used to skip the, like, number of records from the result. Okay. So we have some practical use case. So we will see how can we use the limit and offset. Okay. So we will select student underscore name from student table, then we will limit the records to 2. Okay, and I will run this, and now you can see only 2 records has been retrieved. Okay, because we have limited using limit clause. Then I will use the select student underscore name from student limit to offset 2. Okay, so now I will run this, and you can see the first 2 records has been skipped and the next 2 has been retrieved. So we can use this type of combination of limit and offset as per our need to retrieve the data. Okay, then we go to the next. So mostly asked question, this type of question can be asked. So it is here, it is asked to find the second highest earning employee. Okay, so let's consider we have an employee table with ID, that is employee ID, then employee name and the salary of that particular employee, and it is asked to retrieve the second highest earning employee. So for that we use select employee name comma salary from employees, then we will order in descending order the records with salary in descending order. Okay, and then we will limit first limit 1 and offset 1. Offset 1 help us to neglect the highest earning employee. Okay, because of this, because we have ordered the records in descending order, the highest earning employee will come at the top. That will be neglected with the help of offset 1, and we will retrieve only the next one because we are using limit as 1. So the second highest earning employee will be retrieved with the help of select employee name from employees, order by salary in descending order, and then we are using limit 1 offset 1. Okay, so in this way we can retrieve the second highest, third highest. Okay, depending on our needs. So I will show you one more thing. So let's consider we want to retrieve the third highest earning employee. Okay, so third highest, third highest earning employee. Okay, so for that we use select employee ID comma employee name from employee table. Okay, employee table, then we will order the records order by salary in descending order, descending order. Okay, then we will limit to 1 and offset to 2, so that the highest earning and the second highest earning employee data will be skipped with the help of offset 2, and then we will retrieve the only third employee, third highest earning employee with the help of limit 1. So We can use the lowercase letter for select the keywords, like for select. I will change the pen color. So for this select, then from, then order by, then descending, limit, offset. For these keywords or syntax, we can either use the capital letter such as select. Okay. So it is not visible properly, so I will change the pane. So we can use the select as capital and as small also, but while writing I just use the lowercase. It will both will work, but preferred one is capital one, so as to differentiate between the syntax and the actual column names. Okay, so in this way we can use the limit and offset combination to get the needed result. Okay, so in this video we have seen that MySQL is a database engine, whereas SQL is a language, okay, where grammar has been written, okay, mentioned, or the rules or the programs are mentioned in SQL. So SQL has different command types: DDL, DML, DQL, TCL, DCL, and SCL. Complete syntax we have seen, like select, then we mention the column names that we want to retrieve, then from, the name of the table from which we want to retrieve the data, then we can use the where, then order by, or if we want to group, then before order by we can use the group by, then having, if we want to filter after grouping, then we having, then order by, then we have limit, and then at the end we have offset. Okay, and with the help of limit and offset we can retrieve the needed result, like second highest earning, first highest earning, or the third highest earning, with the help of limit and offset. So hope you like this video. Do like to the video, share to the subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. Thank you.